people are going to see that slowing down and stopping AI isn't actually what's going to happen. I mean, that there's going to be a certain period of time where people are going to like, whoa, this is going too fast. Should we stop this? Then people will realize, no, wait a minute, that's not actually what the world is going to do. We're not actually going to stop this. So many people are staring at their phones too much. We're not stopping the rollout of mobile phones anyway. So as an AI researcher for a long time, I mean, I can tell you that's not what's going to happen. Like, we're not going to stagnate.
Let's move on. Let's talk about what you're doing with Singularity and the process between AI and crypto. Obviously, AGIX has had an unbelievable run. We bought in on a dip a few weeks ago, maybe about 2 months ago, right off the rip. We were back, up 100% on it. So, what has been, I guess, the biggest takeaway for you looking at how AGIX is done? Is this purely trend hype driven from a price speculation perspective?
It ties in with these broader aspects, which is why I spent so much time sounding off on them, right? I mean, I think that one of the messages we've been preaching since 2017 when we launched SingularityNET is AGI is coming, AI is taking over the world, at least in an economic sense, hopefully not in a military sense, right?
Yeah.
AI is eating the world, as Mark Andreessen said, software is eating the world. And we don't want big tech and big government to be eating the world, right? What we want is decentralized, democratic, open networks to be eating the world in the economic sense, right? And for that, we need the right platforms for deploying AI in a decentralized way. Open source code isn't enough. You need live running AI systems that are running on decentralized networks with no central owner or controller. SingularityNET allows that, and that story made sense to a limited subset of the population in 2017. It makes sense to a lot larger subset of the population now because more people believe AGI is a clear and present thing, and more people can see like, oh, wait a minute, we have GPT-4. We don't know why it's giving the answer it does. We don't know what the strengths and weaknesses are. Okay, it integrates Wolfram Alpha on the back end. Which answers are coming from Wolfram Alpha? Which answers are coming from a neural net? They don't need to tell us. They published a research paper on GPT-4 that isn't really a research paper and doesn't really tell us what's happening inside it, right? So I think the mission and vision of SingularityNET make a lot more sense to people now.
Yeah,
they make a lot more sense to more people now. And I think this underlies the rise in token price in SNet and other AI blockchain projects. I think it's not a pump and dump thing. I mean, of course, there's pump and dumpers out there everywhere. So everything in crypto, everything in crypto is partly a pump and dump thing, right? You can't get around it. But I think to an extent, it's a rational increase in people's assessment of the economic value of decentralized AI, right? I mean, people are looking at where AI tech is at. They're like, okay, AI tech is more advanced than we knew it was 4 months ago. Seeing that AI tech is more advanced than we knew it was 4 months ago, I mean, it would follow that AI tech running on blockchain networks is going to be more advanced really soon. And seeing all these concerns about what centralized entities are doing with AI, it's more and more plausible that decentralized deployments of AI are going to play a substantial economic role over the next couple of years. So I think people's confidence that SingularityNET can be a really big economic factor in the world, people's confidence has been increased by ChatGPT and other such things in a very rational way. Of course, that's entangled with all sorts of crazy cryptoverse price dynamics and machinations. But I think if you wanted to make an analogy of some sort, I mean, suppose that, say, a new life extension therapy was discovered based on data sourced from blockchain networks. I mean, then then you would see the price of everything in the blockchain for medicine domain just go up tremendously. Or in a different domain, like suppose that nanotechnology advanced a lot and you had molecular assemblers being launched by some manufacturing company. So suddenly you could get a 3D printer that would print, computer chips or metal objects. If that advanced happened, you would see a bunch of token projects to tokenize nanotechnology, and they would get a high market cap, and it wouldn't be just hype. It would make sense because nanotech is going to be a big part of the economy. Obviously, the recent boost in price for AI related tokens is largely driven by ChatGPT and general enthusiasm for the AI sector, rather than specifically for stuff that's been rolled out on decentralized AI networks. But it's totally rational because, large language model related stuff will be rolled out very soon on decentralized AI networks. And there's also all sorts of issues about, how you get the data to feed into these language models, particularly as they're in different verticals. And decentralized tokenomics models provide very valuable solutions to sourcing data to feed AI models. So as an example of this, there's a Singularity ecosystem project called Jam Galaxy. We talked about a bit in our last interview. There's probably going to be a token sale for Jam Galaxy in the next few months. We're moving forward quickly there. But there you have a real copyright issue, right? Like the reason we don't have large language models for music, similar to, DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, or ChatGPT, it's not that it's so much harder to do it for music, right? You have papers like Music LM that came out of Google doing really cool stuff with large language models on music. The reason we don't have LLMs on music out there is, Spotify, Warner. It's the industry structure that owns copyright on the music people listen to. Right? So then you need a decentralized way to allow musicians and incentivize musicians to contribute their music to feed the training of large language models and other neural nets trained on music. Then you can get LLMs for music. So it's a perfect opportunity for crypto to come in, where you give musicians tokens for contributing their music data to a decentralized data commons, then use a platform like SingularityNET to train models on all that data people have put in. And then money gotten from offering those models feeds back in part to the musicians who have contributed data in the form of rewards associated with the tokens that they own, right? So I think music is one example. You tell the same story about medical data, which is the Rejuve project, which just launched a token running on SingularityNET, our JV token. But those are two niches I happen to be playing in: biomedical data with Rejuve and music with Jam Galaxy. But you can go through every vertical market that there is, right? Every one of these has a value for large language models. Every one of these has a value for even smarter AI than large language models that we can get by hooking together reasoning engines with large language on SingularityNET. Every one of these verticals has a data problem and a need for a tokenomic model to incentivize and reward people for contributing data. So all this we've been preaching for years. I think people can say, whoa, the shit is getting real now. They can see that. That's been reflected in the token price and will likely continue to be, although I'm not making any price predictions or promoting anything as an investment instrument. But you can see there's a logical aspect to people giving increased assessment to the value of AI-related tokens.
Well, I think something to think about here is that, when you were talking about, kind of the way it works with all the niches, right? If nanotechnology was a big niche, all of a sudden now we would have nanotechnology coins popping up left and right? So some of this stuff, it does get hype driven. Some of it is use case driven. But what's so fascinating to me about AI is I think for the first time, we're looking at a kind of technology that has been created. Now, obviously, AI has been created, but in a sense, it's being discovered by the world right now. We have a technology that could be as revolutionary as the internet, as revolutionary as blockchain has popped up now within the world of blockchain. And to me, that makes it very fascinating. And it really makes me believe that, we're potentially going to see these AI coins run for considerably longer than I think we've seen some of these other niches have their heyday.
I think we're not seeing an end to the AI run, personally. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, things will come and go in waves. And I mean, there will be periods of greater acceleration and slower acceleration. But I think you're just going to continue to see acceleration in the AI field with some ups and downs in the third derivative and what they call jerk in physics, right? Because I mean, I think we've got Chat GPT now. The bottom line is, even if people slow down developing large language models like GPT-5, well, guess what? That's not the path to AGI anyway. What we're working on is using the current breed of large language models together with logical reasoning engines, together with evolutionary learning engines, together with different sorts of AI to get smarter and smarter systems. And there's no petition asking us to slow that down, and we're not about to slow it down anyway, because I don't think it's the right thing to do. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're going to see a series of more and more powerful AI systems come out year on year from here on until a technological singularity. And this is going to be greatly reflected in economics of every sector, as well as in share prices and token prices across the AI industry. And I mean, I think people are going to see that slowing down and stopping AI isn't actually what's going to happen. I mean, that there's going to be a certain period of time where people are going to like, whoa, is this going too fast? Should we stop this? Then people will realize, no, wait a minute, that's not actually what the world is going to do. We're not actually going to stop this any more than people grouse that people are staring at their phones too much, and many people are staring at their phones too much. We're not stopping the rollout of mobile phones anyway. So I think after people realize that we're not actually stopping the advent of AI, then the decentralization and democratization of AI is going to start. It's going to start to seem like a no-brainer to more and more people. And I mean, then you look at all the developers that big tech has been laying off in the US just to appease Wall Street. How many of these developers are going to jump into the blockchain space and the decentralized AI space, right? So you're going to see a lot of factors driving growth in the sector. I mean, it's not like metaverse. I mean, I think metaverse is also coming, but the hype for metaverse was driven on promise, whereas the hype for AI now is being driven by
right in front of
systems that work, and they're right in front of you, and everyone can use them. Now, the idea that these will grow into more and more and more and more powerful systems, that has an element of promise to it, right? Like naively, it could happen. We stagnate at GPT-4 level, which still is probably enough to overtake a significant part of the economy.
Yeah.
As an AI researcher for a long time, I mean, I can tell you that's not what's going to happen. Like, we're not going to stagnate. Large language models may stagnate, but there's a lot of other stuff in the AI field that can be integrated together with large language models to yield even more exciting results.
I think one thing to think about here, I've been thinking about a lot of these hype cycles. We had the DeFi hype cycle, we had the metaverse hype cycle, which I agree with you. Your explanation of metaverse versus AI, I think, was absolutely perfect. Obviously, you know more about AI than anybody in the world, I think. So I think that's a beautiful comparison, because when you get inside of a metaverse, you've got to have the metaverse be built out already. And that's a big step to get from where we're at now to a fully built out metaverse. With AI, everything is happening in real time. And so you're actually seeing the utility, you're seeing it grow. And I've been thinking back on all of these niches, and I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how cool would it be if AI becomes the niche that actually brings the mainstream in, and instead of people investing in meme coins, they invest in AI coins? I could see that narrative possibly happening, because a lot of people got burnt by meme coins in the last bull run, obviously. And AI is kind of making the jump here between, mainstream and the person that doesn't, know about crypto. So definitely think it's going to be fascinating to watch. Ben, awesome having you on the show today. It was a great interview. Can't wait to find out more or watch AGIX through this bull run. Want to have you back on the show again.
Yeah. This is fun stuff to talk about. So I mean, I think overall, so our plan is to launch stuff that's way smarter than Chat GPT on SingularityNet. It's gonna take a little while, but we know how to do it. We're working on it, and I think once we have the smartest AI in the world, incorporating large language models among other things on our decentralized platform, I mean, then then you're going to see decentralized AI lift to a whole new level. And the final point I want to make is I think this will, I mean, the biggest thing is we're building human level and then superhuman thinking machines and doing it democratically and doing it for the good of humanity. But as a small side effect on this path, it's going to change the whole narrative and reality of the crypto world, because crypto is now thought of as mainly being about finance and trading and winning and losing money. But when you have the world's smartest AI system running on a decentralized blockchain-based network, the idea that crypto is really about decentralized control of any set of computational processes will be very obvious to everyone. This should have a big impact on people's attitude toward the crypto space. And it will certainly shift the regulatory dialogue, though in a complex way, because you'll see people arguing for AI regulation also as the AI gets smarter and smarter. But so I think, the next couple of years are going to be increasingly weird and exciting ones in the niches that we've somehow found ourselves playing in.
I know it's wild out there. Well, Ben, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll put the links to where everybody can follow you on socials and can learn more about AGIX and SingularityNET down below in the description. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ben. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks.